Please welcome the second Vice President of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, Lincoln Mayor Larian Gaylord Baird.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is so delightful to see you this morning, and it is truly an honor this morning to welcome a special guest. It's my honor to introduce the President of the National League of Cities, our sister organization. He is a dedicated educator of over 25 years and a councilman in Louisville, Kentucky. The Conference of Mayors is so proud to work very closely with the National League of Cities on key priorities such as housing, infrastructure, support for the arts, and so much more. The work that the councilman is doing as NLC president will strengthen cities across the country for years to come. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Councilman Kevin Kramer.
Thank you, Mayor Baird. And thank you to the U.S. Conference of Mayors for inviting me to speak. As the mayor said, my name is Kevin Kramer. I'm the representative from Louisville, Kentucky. And it's great to be here with you today. I want to start, I know it's not quite the right way to start a conversation, but I want to start with an apology. For those of us who travel, we know that sometimes when we go from this place to that place, the things that we might want to travel with us don't always, and so I apologize for the dress. We are here for our winter retreat, and so it's a much more casual experience. So I also want to say thanks right from the beginning for the partnership that NLC has had with the U.S. Conference of Mayors. It's only possible for us to do what we do in partnership with folks who are on a parallel path and who recognize and understand the importance of the work that we do. And so I want to start there with a sincere thank you for our ongoing and longstanding partnership. As you well know, we have a shared constituency. We're on a parallel path, and we have shared goals. And so it's necessary that we continue to work together on things like housing, public safety, infrastructure, and the list goes on. Doesn't count things like weather, and so I will apologize again for my mayor, who is back home in Louisville. We had a little bit of ice on top of a little bit of snow, and then a little bit more snow on top of the ice. So he's dealing with it, and we're grateful that he's there. I will say that our partnership has allowed us to work together on some really important issues. We were able to pass the American Recovery, the American Rescue Plan Act, the bipartisan infrastructure law, the CHIP Act, and so many more. Passing that legislation was important, and the work we did to make that happen matters. But what was more important than passing that legislation was the fact that those funds came directly to us at the local level. And the work that you guys in this room, the men and women who are serving as mayors across the country, did in using those funds to make sure that our constituents were actually well served is absolutely impressive. I believe, and I know you agree with me, that when the money comes directly to us and we have an opportunity to take care of the needs that our constituents experience, that money is far better spent. And so grateful for all the work that we've been able to do together. I look forward to the work that we're going to continue to do in the coming year and the years ahead. I think what we will be talking about at NLC, and I hope you guys are talking about here as well, is the growing level of polarization that we're experiencing in our communities. And we have to know that it's our responsibility to lead by example. We need to continue to work together, both at home and through our organizations. Sorry, this is to make sure I finish talking on time. We need to make sure we work together both at home and through our organizations to make sure that our cities continue to thrive. So thank you again for your continued support, and I really look forward to working with the Conference of Mayors as the President of the League of Cities in moving the country forward. Thank you again.
Well, as we begin looking ahead to the year to come, we are so excited for what awaits us in our next host city. We're grateful for the leadership and partnership that makes these gatherings possible, and it's now my honor to introduce video remarks from our next annual meeting host, Mayor Rex Richardson of Long Beach, California.
I'm Mayor Rex Richardson, and welcome to the city of Long Beach, a dynamic international city with our own coastal vibe. And we're proud to welcome the United States Conference of Mayors 94th annual meeting here to the city of Long Beach. We call it the LBC. Come see, where companies like Vast Space, Rocket Lab, and Relativity Space are launching the future. We're leading in aerospace, clean technology, and advanced manufacturing. And the Port of Long Beach, second busiest in the United States, powers global trade and climate leadership. We're a city of champions, Billie Jean King, Tony Gwynn. Long Beach Poly has sent more athletes to the NFL than any high school in America. And we are home to NCAA men's volleyball national champions at Long Beach State. Artists like Snoop Dogg, Jenny Rivera, Sublime, and Vince Staples gave voice to a generation. And we know how to throw a party, from Cali Vibes, Day Trip, and the iconic Vans Warped Tour, the Acura Grand Prix, second largest street race in North America. If it moves culture, it moves through Long Beach. In 2028, Long Beach takes the global stage, hosting 11 Olympic events, beach volleyball, rowing, sailing, and a third of all Paralympic competition. No city outside of Los Angeles plays a bigger role. We have rooftop bars, world-class dining, museums, and the world-famous Aquarium of the Pacific. Long Beach is a vibe. It's all walkable, all connected, and all happening here. And we're conveniently located in Southern California. Just a short ride to the north, visit Mayor Bass in Hollywood, or 20 minutes to the south, visit Disneyland with Anaheim Mayor Aiken. What makes Long Beach truly special is our people. Cambodia Town, Little Mill on the west side, a mosaic of cultures, artists, and creators, all shaping our future together.
Bienvenidos.
Somswakum.
Maligayang pagdating.
To all the mayors joining us in 2026, welcome to the city of Long Beach. It's a city of champions and trailblazers, innovators, and creators. It's the LBC. Come and see.
Please welcome Lansing Mayor Andy Shore.
Well, good morning. I love being up here on stage and seeing all the bright, shiny faces this morning. I am here because we're going to announce the winners of the 2026 DollarWise Awards. If you don't know, DollarWise is the economic mobility campaign of the United States Conference of Mayors, supported by its founding sponsor, the Bank of America Charitable Foundation. For more than 20 years, it has helped cities like Lansing, we were thrilled to win, to develop innovative, scalable programs that remove barriers to opportunity and expand economic mobility. This year, DollarWise will award 6 cities with $10,000 each to foster innovative programs that can be replicated in communities across the country. Before inviting some of our mayors to the stage, we want to recognize 2 awardees who could not be with us today. So El Paso Mayor Renard Johnson for the Veterans Business Accelerator and Las Vegas Mayor Shelley Berkeley for the Mobile Pre-K program. Please join us in congratulating our fellow mayors in winning. Now, the winning mayors who are here in person will briefly share highlights of their programs. Please welcome to the stage Akron Mayor Shamus Malik, Fort Wayne Mayor Sharon Tucker, Kent Mayor Dana Ralph, and you've met her already, Lincoln Mayor Lyrian Gaylor Baird, and President of Bank of America Greater Washington, D.C., Larry DeRita. All right, Mayor Malik.
Thank you so much, Mayor. In Akron, Ohio, we are working to make early childhood education more accessible and more affordable. We're working with partners from in-home centers to community-based centers to Head Start to Akron Public Schools to more. And we know that early childhood education, as the father of a 10-week-old daughter who's watching right now, we know that early childhood education is an education issue to help our kids get their best start. We know that it's an affordability issue for families. And we also know that it's a workforce issue. Because too often the work, and it is work that's being done, is stereotyped and undervalued. And we know that we have to support folks. So the grant here will go to support workforce development within our early childhood system. It'll be matched by our Greater Akron Chamber of Commerce, and we're incredibly grateful to DollarWise for the support. So with that, I will introduce my neighbor from the great state of Indiana, from Fort Wayne, Mayor Tucker.
Good morning. On behalf of the great city of Fort Wayne, Indiana, I want to say thank you to the U.S. Conference of Mayors for their support of our Habitat for Humanity of Greater Fort Wayne's through the 2026 DollarWise Innovation Grant. Economic mobility begins when young people can see a future for themselves and have their skills to reach that future. Our Fort Wayne Community Schools Career Center Academy has been doing exactly that. For decades, they've been connecting high school students directly to high-demand skills for trades. Through their unique partnership with the Habitat for Humanity of Greater Fort Wayne, students aren't just learning carpentry, electrical, or plumbing in a classroom. They're building real homes for real families in their neighborhoods. Since 2021, the Career Academy has helped construct 12 Habitat for Humanity homes, strengthening both our affordability housing supply in Fort Wayne and our local workforce. We are proud to be recognized and grateful for the support to continue creating a space for our strong children, our young adults to be resilient, and for our community. And with that, I want to say thank you again to DollarWise for this opportunity. And it is my pleasure to hand the mic over to my new friend, Mayor Ralph.
Good morning, everyone. I want to start with a big thank you to the U.S. Conference of Mayors, Bank of America for this opportunity. On behalf of the residents of Kent, Washington, we are very honored to receive this innovation grant. Kent is the center of one of the most important aerospace and advanced manufacturing corridors in the country. Along with our neighbors, we make up half of the jobs in Washington state in outer space and aerospace. But like many cities, we know that small and mid-sized manufacturers struggle to access workforce pipelines, navigate public systems, and find opportunities for funding in our rapidly changing economy. So we started to ask questions. How do we design systems around employers and small businesses instead of asking them to navigate the already fragmented system on their own? That belief led us to launch the Kent Valley Air and Space Manufacturing Roundtable, along with our neighboring cities of Tukwila and Auburn and Renton. This is an employer-driven partnership that brings C-suite manufacturing leaders, education institutions, and policymakers all together to solve shared problems. This grant will help us sustain expert facilitation in these meetings that keep employers leading the work. They sit at the front table. The educators, the policymakers, we sit in the back and we listen to try and determine what we can do to support these businesses. Will also help us expand our workforce exposure efforts, including career experiences that connect students directly to real employers and real careers in aerospace and manufacturing, helping ensure that our next generation can see themselves in these positions. Last year, we had an opportunity with 40 employers and 800 high school students to be able to connect directly so those kids could see what came next in their lives. At the core of this work, we are about making sure economic growth creates real opportunity for the next generation. And that's the work that mayors do every single day. So we are really grateful, very proud for this grant. I want to say thank you again to DollarWise and U.S. Conference of Mayors. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Mayor Gaylor Baird from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Thank you so much, Mayor Ralph, and congratulations on your award. It's so nice to share this stage with so many talented mayors who are making a difference in their communities. And I want to say thank you to Bank of America for sponsoring the DollarWise Innovation Grant. Your support helps cities make people's lives for the better. And that includes people in my city like Destiny Miller. Destiny really changed her own destiny as she participated in my administration's Commercial Driver's License, or CDL, program. This is a workforce initiative that she took part in while on work release through the Nebraska Department of Corrections. And while she did that, she earned her CDL, she started to drive a truck, and was able to save up $30,000 before she exited the system. Upon release, she gained full-time employment, filling a vital need in our community, and significantly reduced her risk of recidivism. Now, we set a goal to credential 40 individuals with CDLs, and today I'm so pleased to report that we have now credentialed 95 individuals, and we're on our way to doing 106. Thank you. These residents often transition from having little or no income to significantly earning higher wages, and most of our CDL earners are now in full-time roles with annual incomes averaging between $55,000 and $65,000. And through the DollarWise Innovation Grant, the City of Lincoln will launch a financial empowerment and savings initiative that will complement our CDL program. It'll help strengthen their financial literacy, encourage savings, and promote long-term economic stability. So on behalf of the City of Lincoln and people like Destiny, thank you to Bank of America and the Conference of Mayors for this award, support that will make a real difference in people's lives back home. And at this time, I'd like to invite up Larry DeRita, President of Bank of America for Greater Washington, D.C., whose generosity makes DollarWise Innovation Grants possible. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And it's a real privilege for me to be up on the stage with these great innovators, representing now more than 100, as Mayor Shore said, hundreds mayors that have been recipients of the DollarWise grants. I also want to join my great mayor in this city, Muriel Bowser, to welcome you to Washington. We really worked hard to put the winter into the winter meetings here. And Dave Gatton and the team at the Conference of Mayors. As I said, it's a privilege for us to partner with this. You know, we're organized very locally at our company. We have 175,000 employees here in the United States that are organized by market, by local market in cities and towns all around the country, counterparts to myself here in the DMV. And I hope and believe that many of the mayors here this week know our counterparts in the cities where we operate. And we operate that way because that's where the work gets done, and that's what the mayors, all of you, do every day, as our colleagues up here have said. So I want to congratulate the recipients of these innovative awards for this year, for prior years. It's a privilege for us to partner with the Conference of Mayors for the DollarWise program. You know, it helps deliver what we are trying to do every day, which is prosperity and economic opportunity. These innovative plans that we're recognizing with the awards this year and in prior years do just that. So again, it's a privilege for us. I'm very pleased to be able to represent all my teammates at Bank of America and to partner with the Conference of Mayors. So thank you very much.
Please welcome Anaheim Mayor Ashley Adkin, Mary Ann Carter, and Aaron Harkey.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry, we had a little bit of a mic drop moment in that the mic dropped down the back of my dress. So that is okay. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna make it happen. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ashley Aiken. I have the pleasure of being the mayor of my hometown of Anaheim, California, as well as the vice chair of our Tapes Committee. And this morning, I am honored to really recognize some of our local leaders in the arts. And I know that each one really values how much the arts play in our community and the contributions that they make. But before we recognize our honorees, I want to ask two important people to share some insights with us. I'd like to introduce Miss Marianne Carter, she is chair of the National Endowment of the Arts, and she is a true friend of this conference, as she has supported our Freedom 250 City Arts poster project, as well as our mayor's initiative on our city design program, a program I was able to participate in, and it was absolutely fabulous. We also have with us Erin Harkey. She's the CEO of Americans for the Arts, and a longtime friend and sponsor of these arts awards. So please join me in welcoming them as I walk over here and hopefully don't lose my mic. Okay, oh, look at that, technology works. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you both for being here this morning. I wanted to begin with you, Marianne, and congratulate you on recently being confirmed as the chair of the NEA. So I understand you served under the first administration in this same role, and so wanted to just kind of get your insights in that. And a little bit, what are some of your initiatives as you assume this role again, and some of the plans for this year's Big 250?
Okay, thank you very much. And when she says first term, she means President Trump's first term, not George Washington's first term. So just want to clarify that I'm not 250 years old. So thank you so much. And again, thank you to the U.S. Conference of Mayors. We have a 40-year relationship with them. And it has been such a great partnership, and I'm so thrilled to be here. A lot of the things that I worked on in my first tenure that we're continuing to work on is finding growth for the arts. And I think the biggest growth is in the health and wellness. And so we're really leaning all in on how the arts help our seniors who may be suffering from Parkinson's or dementia. And there's amazing work going on in that field. Also, we are in pediatric cancer wards, utilizing art therapies as kids are getting their infusions and some of the different other treatments that they need. Also, just general health. We know doctors are now beginning to prescribe arts as part of their clinical treatment. And that's a really important part of what we're looking at and what we're doing. Also, we really expanded our Creative Forces program. That is our military program providing art therapy to our wounded men and women in uniform and also to our veterans. When I started, we had 2 clinical sites on bases. We moved that up to 12. And then we also began a program of community grants into communities, into your communities, so veterans and their caregivers would have some arts program and it didn't necessarily have to be close to a base. In terms of, yeah, that deserves a clap because helping our military and our veterans is always majorly important. Getting to America 250, we have so many projects going on. Of course, you saw hopefully the posters out front. That is in partnership, as the mayor said, with the U.S. Conference on Mayors. We also we have guidelines out right now, in fact, for nonprofits to partner with auxiliary military bands. Each branch of the military has bands. The major bands are here in the DMV area, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. But there's 114 auxiliary bands across the nation. And so we want all communities to be able to have a chance to listen to military bands throughout this year. So that's one of the projects. We also have about 700 projects right now across the nation that celebrate 250. They could be performances, they're readings, they might be artistic walks, if anyone wants to know what's going on in your part of the country, just email us. We'll tell you exactly what's going on within your city, within your congressional district, and we can even do it within your state. Obviously, everyone wants as much participation as possible. Our Poetry Out Loud, which is a poetry recitation competition for high school students, that all the poems this year are in the public domain. Almost all of them are at least 75 years old. Most of them go back to the early 1900s. And so it's a celebration of America as well. The final competition will be here in DC in April. And that's just a few of the things. But yeah, we have dove all in head first on America 250.
That's so fabulous. And I know that you have been with the National Endowment of the Arts has been really supportive of this conference's Mayor's Institute on Design. So can you tell us, how does that program, MICD, support mayors, and how can mayors use that program to support arts and design for their constituents?
Thank you. I should have brought that up in the first place. Eleanor, are you here? Eleanor, stand up. Everyone, this is Eleanor from the NEA. After I give my pitch on MICD, if you are interested, find Eleanor, and she'll be able to give you more information. So we have a 40-year partnership with the U.S. Conference of Mayors on the MICD. And what it is a city design. So as a mayor, you may have a design problem. Maybe it might be a traffic circle that needs to be redone. It might be an open space where something needs to be built. It might just have to do with transportation. And so, so the U.S. Conference of Mayors and the National Endowment for the Arts, we get together. We have about 8 mayors at each session. We do 2 or 3 sessions a year. And we bring in consultants and designers, architects, and the mayor presents the issue, the design issue, and everyone consults on it, and everyone gives ideas. And we have found that mayors have found this to be extremely helpful. Many projects have actually gone into fruition. I'm thinking of the I think it's Union Station in Denver. You mentioned that you've started now on a project. So if there is a specific item in your city or your town, and you think, wow, you know, I don't actually know what to do with this, but we need to do something, please consider applying for the MICD, because I think and hope we could help. And it's just a great program anyways, and it's another way to get to know a bunch of mayors. And you know, you'll get wonderful ideas and advice on design, and so I hope everyone would think about applying for that. And again, Eleanor at the NEA, she's right there. Grab her and say you're interested in applying, and she'll give you all the information you need.
And I can't say enough positive things. If you haven't had a chance, please consider it for your city. So I wanted to turn to Erin and Americans for the Arts. First of all, thank you for sponsoring this art session. How should mayors be thinking of arts and culture as economic infrastructure?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. It's really a pleasure to be on this panel with you too. You know, the arts are a $1.2 trillion economic activity in the country that combines both the nonprofit and sort of for-profit ecosystems. People are, when I give that number, people are sort of generally surprised, right? So it's a major economic engine. It's 5.6 million jobs, contributes, I think, just under 5% to the GDP. So again, major economic engine. And if we think about that just in terms of scale, right, that's bigger than agriculture, construction, and transportation. As we're thinking about it, and you know this, I think, mayors more than anything, when we're talking about, bringing businesses or trying to recruit people to sort of come to the city, it always comes down to quality of life. And we like to talk about how the arts really do contribute to that. The arts make our communities, right, feel like home. The 5.4 million jobs, again, that's bigger than construction jobs nationwide. So these people are also your constituents. Your constituents are full of artists and sort of creative workers that are contributing to the benefit of people in your community. So that's, I think, really important. But in terms of economic development, we also like to talk about the arts as an economic multiplier. So I know that the NEA often comments that for every $1 of public investment, there's a $9 return on that investment. So these are really smart, I think, strategic investments to make because they multiply in terms of the investment that you put in is sort of giving you multiple benefits. The arts certainly punch well above their weight.
And why do you think the arts continue to get such bipartisan support?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that we're, really proud of. I think Marianne and I are both very happy that the National Endowment for the Arts had their budget restored, National Endowment for the Arts and National Endowment for Humanities at $207 million. And that was a hard-fought, I think, bipartisan victory. But I think it's something that we all believe in. Americans for the Arts is a national arts advocacy organization, and we do that through a number of ways, including a lot of research. We do economic impact research, but we also do public opinion research. And one of the statistics that I like to quote the most is that 76% of Americans believe that the arts are personally important to them. And in a country of that size, that might as well be everybody, right? And I think it's because we all, know, how important this is to community, not only the economic benefits, but the sort of social benefits and the ability to, I think, bring us together even when there's sort of disagreement elsewhere. And I think it's important to really hold on to those moments because those are also starting points, I think, to other conversations.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much to both of you for your time. Can you please join me in giving them a round of applause?
Thank you.
Thank you. So I now have the distinct honor of welcoming Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller to talk a little bit about some of the formative arts programs in his city. So could you please join me in welcoming Mayor Keller? Well, congratulations, and thank you for your commitment to the arts. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the successes that you've had in your city in bringing film and music to New Mexico. But first, I have to start with, why are you known as the heavy metal mayor?
Oh, that is the best question. If you look up #MetalMayor, you can learn why. But it has to do with crowd surfing and other things at thrash metal shows. But that is a good segue into the arts because music is a part of art and what we try and do in our city. But for us, really, in Albuquerque, I would just say that we have a special city, and we all know all our cities are special, right? But for us, we have a deep cultural heritage that's strongly Native American and Hispanic. And we've been through a lot of different trying times, going through like colonial eras and things like this. And art and music actually have they've helped keep us together essentially during tough times. So art plays a very elevated role in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And that's why it's so important for us even to remember our past, but to get us through the present day.
And so how do you elevate different voices in your community through community programs?
You know, we try and support the artists themselves, and I think that's something that, you know, I have no artistic talent. I fortunately studied it a little bit in school, but I learned that artists, you know, it's like a side hustle, essentially. And in our city, we try and elevate that so that art is a profession. You can actually make like a living being an artist. So the city has a number of programs to do this. We start in high school, and we have our Youth Creative Corps. That is a sort of amped up internship program that has to do with public art and integrating with the city arts process. And then we have a place for an artist at each phase of their own artistic journey. So starting in high school, then we have sort of young professional artists and how we curate their involvement with our museums and our public art program. And then we have sort of our master arts program, which is really about world-class pieces of art in the airport. And so we try and actually respect the artist as a profession from early on through their whole career.
Well, as someone that's been told by many people in my church that I cannot sing, I have great respect for those that can, and I love the concept of teaching kids that arts isn't just a hobby, but could be a career. So can you just share, just from your experience, why is focusing on the arts an important thing for mayors?
You know, with all we're dealing with, we know there's crime, homelessness, there's challenges with the federal government. There's all these things that create stress in our lives. But there's all those things also that I think bring joy and bring us together. And art, I think, is one of those that actually sort of is in some ways underappreciated. The role that a public art piece plays in our communities is literally often a way in which people have a shared experience together. And the role we can play as mayors is also, it's a nonpartisan way, it's a non-controversial way, but the artists also really appreciate any mayor or elected official who acknowledges the power of art. And so I think even just lifting up their voices is something that doesn't always happen. And so I always look at it this way: we have to work on the hard problems, we all know that. But I think we also have an opportunity to take those special groups in our communities that haven't had a light shined on them or haven't been sort of held up as much as they should have. And I think artists really fit that category, and it's a great way we can help them.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on being honored by the conference. And from the heavy metal mayor and the Disney mayor, thank you for your support of the arts and all it means in our communities.
Thank you, Mayor.
This session is now adjourned.